Good afternoon to all press media and good afternoon to my senior officers from Director General Shipping. Librarian flagship MSC ELSA 3 IMO number 9123221 has sunk on 25th off coast Kochi. Today morning at 11 o'clock we had detailed coordination meeting chaired by Director General Shipping with officials from state government, Chief Secretary to the Environment, State Government of Kerala, Special Secretary to Environment, Government of Kerala, Managing Director, Willingham Port, collectors and State Emergency Coordination Center officials from there, Coast Guard and principals vessels MSC, ELSA 3. I will be talking about the main 6 issues which we need to address post the sinking of this vessel. There have been issues like first is the containers which have landed ashore in various coasts of the Kerala. As of now 48 containers have landed and our more area of concern is pillage which has occurred from these containers to some parts of Kerala coast and also scanning of the containers and around the vessel sunken area and removal of the oil from the sunken vessels, which is more priority, and also mid-term and long-term environmental impacts from this. So, regarding the more details on that, my seniors, they will provide on details. Ministry of Shipping Ports Ministers is taking 2-hourly meeting with the Director General of Shipping and also coordination team every 2 hours to update the stock of the situation. These vessels, when after sunking, also there is a navigational risk which is posed. We are assessing the threat, what can happen to the merchant vessels. Navigation warning has been issued by Director General Shipping and also site reports have been issued periodically to all the stakeholders. So now I would request Chief Surveyor to Government of India, Sri Ajit Sukumaran, to take over the. Thank you.
Good morning to you all. I think there are many faces which are familiar to me personally because I was here in as a principal officer Mercantile Marine Department for quite a few years. And during my time also there were a few casualties. I think many of you might have interacted with me at that time also. It is so unfortunate that when we meet again, it is due to some other not so happy incidents which has happened on the coast of Kerala. The Director General of Shipping and the Government of India is fully aware and fully take cognizance of the magnitude and the complexities of this kind of incident. In fact, this incident is the largest, in material terms at least, which might have happened not only in the coast of Kerala, it is in the entire coast of India. Perhaps this container disaster could have been the largest one in the near history of the maritime sector itself. So we are fully taking cognizance of the magnitude and the complexities, and we are working towards that. But on behalf of the Director General of Shipping and the Government of India, let me assure you that all our officers, all our efforts, all our channels will be utilized to ensure that even a drop of oil remaining on that ship will be removed. Every container which has been under sea and has been landed ashore will be properly secured safely. Any kind of damage which has happened to our shore due to the environmental impact will be duly addressed, and we have the mechanism and we are working towards that. Only thing is that this was an unexpected scenario and the environment, the climate also is not so favorable situation, so it is taking a little bit of time. So, but nevertheless, we are sure that all these issues will be addressed. And we have a detailed plan which the Captain Asad will explain to you. He is the nautical advisor. Exactly with specific details we will be circulating to you also, what action which have been done and what are the proposed action plan, what will be the timeline, what kind of assets have been deployed, what kind of international agencies have been put in place to address and mitigate the issues which are coming in front of us. But before going to the details of how we are tackling the situation, let me also say that we are aware of the several colorful stories which are moving around regarding the condition of the vessel, its age, and the safety credentials of maritime operation itself. Let's be honest and practical that India is a fast-growing economy today. The ports are integral part of that developments. And whenever there are new ports coming up, the maritime traffic increases. Definitely there are risks involved because maritime as such and the shipping operation itself is a very risky business all over the world. But it doesn't mean that it is something like a perpetual potential threat to us, because 90% of the world cargo is transported through the seas and 99.9% reaches safely. And this vessel itself has been in operation for the last 28 years. And there are hundreds and hundreds of ships operating in our coast. So this is, we believe, as only an isolated case, but the mechanism is in place to address and mitigate the situation. So having said so, I must also say that shipping is an international industry. It is governed because when the ships are moving across the globe, the vessel which is coming from US to be accepted in India, as well as an Indian ship which is going to US also must be mutually accepted to have a feasible trade prospects. From that perspective, all the requirements, the safety and the environmental requirements of any ship which is operating internationally is governed through IMO norms, that is International Maritime Organization has specified norms. It is based on that all the ships are being operated. And in this particular case, we must understand that this vessel is a foreign flag Liberian flagship owned by suppose beneficiary means registered owner in Liberia, but a beneficiary owner could be somewhere else in Europe. It is managed by a company in Cyprus. It is classed with a French Classification Society Bureau Veritas. It is manned by different nationalities, in which, honestly speaking, the role of the Government of India and Director General of Shipping is very limited compared with the international perspective. So if the vessel is complying with international norms, it is certified as international norms, it is expected to trade safely, and it has to be permitted for operation in Indian coast as well. With regarding the age of the vessel, there is no IMO norms or no international norms which today bans any cutoff age for a ship. It depends upon the commercial decision of the owner, because naturally when the age goes up, its operational efficiency comes down, and if there are other operational challenges, there is a commercial decision to be taken by the ship owner. Otherwise, if the vessel are fit to be certified as operational by the competent agencies, the vessel is permitted to operate, including in Indian coast. But nevertheless, we have some kind of mechanism called the port state control inspections, wherein we inspect such ships and see that at least largely all the certificates are in place, the safety norms are being followed. In this particular case also, the vessel, as we understand, as per our records, as per our knowledge, the vessel is complying fully with the international requirements. So that is what regarding the ship and its operation. And regarding the incident, the reason behind the incident, it is under investigation. Our principal officer is looking into the matter, and it will be deeply investigated from all angles. That's a standard practice. But having said so, our preliminary inference is that it is connected with some kind of mechanical failure in the ballast management system, because it is to avoid the rolling and pitching, the heeling possibilities of the vessel. There are some technical failures in that part. That is what our preliminary assessment. We have no evidence of any other reason, including any breach of hull or damage to the hull as of now. But the investigation is processed, and it will take little more time. So once again, let me assure on behalf of the Director General and the Government of India that we are fully aware of the situation and we will be taking every possible step to avoid any kind of mishap to our coast happening. Over to you.
Namaskar. Further to the inputs given by the Director General of Shipping, Principal Officer, Mercantile Marine Department, Kochi, and our Chief Surveyor, I would like to give brief of what all measures we have taken post the incident, so that everybody is assured of action being taken by the Directorate General of Shipping, which is under the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways. You are aware the incident occurred, the listing incident occurred on 24th May afternoon. Within 6 hours, immediately a coordination committee meeting was conducted by the Directorate General of Shipping with the owners and directed them to appoint a salvage agency to address the listing incident to avoid any potential environmental disaster. And owners have confirmed the appointment of the salvage firm, the T&T Salvage. It's an American-based company. We have a large presence in Asia. So they confirmed in writing on 24th night, the agency has been appointed. Some experts will be flying from Singapore and Netherlands. But unfortunately, due to rough weather conditions, the ship capsized and sunk on 25th morning. It's an unfortunate incident, and as it was informed, it's a very serious incident. Post the incident, so far, the Director General of Shipping is conducting a regular coordination meeting with all the authorities, including state government authorities, owners, salvers, P&I club, on every 12 hours basis. So far, 8 coordination meetings have been conducted. This coordination meeting results in clear directions to each agency what action to be taken, so that there is no communication gap on the field. So important measures taken, I can tell you that agency salvers have been appointed on the day 1. There is a time delay in mobilization of resources due to the weather conditions. Just to update you, currently 108 personnel have been deployed for shoreside cleanup as far as container recovery from the T&T Salvage. 108 persons and 38 additional resources deployed by the Emergency Response Service for pollution response. And then Trivandrum, the team has been mobilized in different parts, Trivandrum, Alappi and Kollam. And they have been given link with the District Disaster Management Authority as well as the district collectors. They will be coordinating with them directly for carrying out cleanup operations. Cleanup currently we are doing, there is no oil slick has reached shore thanks to the efforts of the Indian Coast Guard. But currently the cleanup is happening mainly with respect to the plastic pellets. Some containers got opened that washed ashore in Trivandrum coast. That cleanup is being done in coordination with the State Disaster Management Authority and local administration. So that is a shoreside cleanup. With respect to on-site, that is where near the ship is sunk, there are teams which are being mobilized. There are 2 salvage masters, 2 project managers, 2 chemists, 6 diving team, and there are site scanner team, 3 oil spill response team, naval architects, salvers, salvage engineers and oil spill specialists are stationed in Kochi to address any risk of oil pollution from the sunken vessel. Just to update you, today there's a tug Dolphin Dolphin 28 sailed out from Vizhinjam port for assessing the floating containers which are near the Vizhinjam area, and there are some containers have been identified and being brought back by the team. And another tug, Ocean Pioneer, will be sailing out from Cochin port. It's a Cochin port tug for doing the survey of the ships surrounding area and seabed using a multi-beam scanner. So that will be done, being planned today. After the survey of the site, there is the next operation is the removal of oil from the sunken vessel. So for that purpose, there are 150-ton bollard pull tug which is being mobilized by the salvage agency for offshore recovery works, and another 40-ton bollard pull tug is being mobilized, and then third 60-ton bollard pull tug for search of drifting containers, another 60-ton bollard pull tug for survey. There are total 4 tugs are being mobilized by the salvage team. There are 2 tugs are mobilized as on today. So these other tugs will be coming by 30th as per the estimation given by the salvers. And also the salvers have deployed high-range drones for surveillance of the coastal areas, high-precision side scan and multi-beam scanner for underwater scanning, mapping. Specialized oil spill response equipments have been mobilized by the oil spill response team, and the fuel recovery and hot tapping equipment to remove the fuel, and diving gears are being mobilized. These items are in addition to the resources of Indian Coast Guard, those who are already doing cleanup operation on the site as a first responder. Just to assure you that so far there is no spill as such occurred from the vessel. Some traces of oil only is seen on the surface, which is being cleaned up by the Coast Guard. Regarding the containers, you are aware there are total 48 containers till yesterday evening, and today morning 50 containers were beached along the 120 kilometer long coastline. I can say that in 7 different locations. One is Kartikapalli, 2 containers, and Karunagapalli, 13 containers, Kollam, 28 containers, Varkala, 3 containers, and Sirayan Kilu, 1 container, Trivandrum, 1 container, and Vizhinjam, 1 container. So total 50 containers have been identified, and 1 container sighted at sea near Vizhinjam, which is being brought inside. So our priority for the salvage team is to recover all the 50 containers. During the meeting held today morning, they have assured the timeline within 2 days, maximum 2 to 3 days, all these containers will be recovered and brought ashore. And then it will be taken care with the help of customs and local authorities, and the proper disposal will be done. And tug from Kollam, which is authorized for high tide operation, they are also trying to recover the containers which are nearby with the help of fishing trawlers hired by the salvage team. And crane has been mobilized by the MSC, which is the owners, to assist container loading at Kollam and Alappi. Local teams in Trivandrum already started cleanup activity of nodal spills in coordination with the district disaster management authorities. Additionally, MSC coordinating with the district disaster management authority for arrangement of oil spill response equipment. Today morning we have directed to rig the booms as well as other oil spill containment measures where there are indications of high ppm in the water sample. Though oil scene is not noticed, oil sample indicated little higher level of indication of oil as given by the State Pollution Control Board, where the oil pollution prevention team will first attend to that area for preventive action, so that oil will not come inside the backwater as well as the river mouth. And the Coast Guard is continuously doing for last 3 days. They are using 3 ships on site for spraying dispersants and removal of oil seams, and MSCs coordinating with the local fishing communities. And in addition to that, our emergency towing vessel, which is under the management, which is hired by the Ministry of Port Shipping and Waterways and DG Shipping, is being deployed from Mumbai, so which will arrive here on 30th May to augment the Salvage efforts. So there are sufficient resources have been mobilized on the site, and DG Shipping is monitoring this activity and having regular coordination meeting at every 12-hourly intervals, morning and evening. And Kerala State Disaster Management Authority has themselves have issued their own cleanup activity today with the help of volunteers, so that our salvage team will work along with them. So the three-pronged strategy is: first, the priority number one, oil recovery from the sunken vessel, retrieval of drifting containers, removal of beast containers. There are clear timeline has been established. We have given to the MSC and salvage teams. So we hope that all the operations will be completed successfully within the given time frame. The only thing, the oil recovery operation from the sunken vessel, the salvage team has given a timeline by 3rd July. It will be complete. That is the most difficult operation from the sunken vessel, where the diving support vessel has to be positioned near the vessel. It's a depth is a deeper water, more than 50-meter depth, so it will take time. So they have given the timeline of 3rd July it will be completed. But however, after the scanning of the area, this timeline will be reviewed. So if the depth is shallow water, it can be completed much earlier. So this is our plan of action, and I want to assure on behalf of the Directorate General of Shipping that we will ensure that each and every container washed ashore will be removed, and all the oil sheen which will be removed, and any material washed ashore like plastic nettles also will be removed completely. Subsequent to this, the operation for removal of the sunken vessel will start. So that plan will be made subsequently. But our priority is to remove all the spilled items. So this is a plan of action, and we are in regular touch with the state government authorities so that there is no communication gap, and we will ensure that all the activities are being done. In addition to that, there are claims desks which will be established by the insurer PNI Club. So we will notify the single point of contact from the Directorate General of Shipping as well as from the owner side. So the claims desk will handle all kind of claims subsequent to the cleanup operations. So we be rest assured that all the claims will be settled as per the international norms. The owners have the valid PNI insurance by the international group of PNI clubs, and there is no issue as such in settlement of claims as well as the removal of vessel and the oil. So this is what we could tell at this stage, and I request the Director General of Shipping to supplement, and then we'll go ahead with the question and answer. Thank you.
Any specific questions may please be raised.
Yeah, as you rightly said, 13 containers having that is dangerous goods, what we call. Out of the 12 containers are having calcium carbide, but just to the another container is not so. There is some rubber solution or something. We can give exact details subsequently. But only out of 13, only 5 DG containers are on deck. Remaining are in the cargo hold of the ship. So that cannot come out. That will come out along with the ship whenever we are lifting. So out of 13, only 5 are on deck, which has fallen in water, and whatever containers so far landed ashore, then none of them are this dangerous container. So whatever came to the coast is mostly empty containers, because only the light containers will drift along with the water, and some containers having cotton bales and plastic pellets. These containers, as per our estimate, most likely just maybe lying in the seabed adjacent to the ship. It's a heavy containers. Okay, so currently there is no no danger to the system because of this calcium carbide. It is in the 200-liter drums inside the containers. Okay, so as per
As nautical advisor has explained, the containers which are in the hold, they only have a ventilation shaft. So they are sunk with the vessel and we will have to wait for the wreck removal. Certain containers which have not yet reached the coast are anticipated, which were on the deck, anticipated to have at least sunk to the seabed in various locations. A multi-beam scanner machine is being deployed on a tug, as was appraised by Captain Azad. This will scan the seabed. First priority will be the wreck. Thereafter, wherever we have got isolated containers sunk to the seabeds, their geopositional locations will be noted and they will be recovered subsequently. The first priority is the 50 containers which have hit the coast. Out of this, as has been mentioned, the calcium carbide containers, the IMDG goods container, is not there in any of these 50 containers which have hit the coast. The only issue with the containers is some of the containers are having ethylene polymers, which are plastic nodules, and they will need to be removed by a mechanical process. DG Shipping is in continuous touch along with MSC with ITOF. ITOF is an international not-for-profit agency which gives technical advice on pollution control. We have requested the Kerala State Maritime Agency, the Disaster Management Agency, to help because removal of these plastic nodules will not happen immediately. This is one concern. However, priority, as has been mentioned by the nautical advisor, is recovery of the HFO which is there in the ship bunker so that it does not create a pollution subsequently. The residual pollution which has happened from the seepage and the leakage is being addressed by first response by the Coast Guard. Sagar Prahari, their specialized oil spill response asset is being deployed at the site. Wherever there is an oil shield, oil dispersal chemical has been sprayed to dissipate the layer of oil formed on the ocean, and we are expecting by wave action and with clear weather it should dissipate by evaporation. The concern at the river sea interface, the backwaters, where there is anticipation that there will be a chance of oil pollution, is being addressed both by Coast Guard and by the Kerala State Disaster Management Authority by either use of booms or other mechanical measures to prevent any such event. This is the present position.
Just to clarify, the 12 containers are calcium carbide, and another 13th container is a rubber chemical. It is used for manufacturing rubber. Other than that, there is no dangerous container on ship. Okay, as we have checked the entire container manifest, there is no dangerous container. Only these 13 container, 12 are calcium carbide, one is a rubber chemical. That is also inside the cargo hold. On deck, only 5 calcium carbide is there. No other radioactive, no other dangerous containers are there in the ship.
The actual compensation for a disaster such as this is covered by the Protection and Indemnity Club, which is basically the insurance cover for the ill-fated vessel. We have had discussions today. The principal, that is the vessel operator, Mediterranean Shipping Company, has been given directions to establish a damage and liability claims desk. There is a standard procedure where we have apprised the state government. Also, when the claim is to be done, it has to be substantiated with evidentiary value. For instance, environmental pollution. Say, what is the percentage of oil parts per million which may have increased from the earlier coastal, near coastal, or away from the coast water samples, which the Kerala state government and the pollution control board is already undertaking. We have given instructions to the Salvage also to independently take such samples. Once the claims and liability desk is established, there is a standard procedure wherein the cost for cleaning up the environmental damage, the cost for deployment of resources for the first response, and damage caused due to livelihoods being affected would be taken up on a formal submission of claims and assessment. We will, as mentioned, nominate one nodal officer from the Directorate General of Shipping to coordinate this entire process from all stakeholders who would have a damage or a liability claim to be made. Sir, my authority is limited to the vessel wreck and its salvage. The question directly to be responded would have to be by the food quality control authorities in the Kerala state government. As far as I can vouch for, the oil pollution is minimal, it is under control, unless there is a breach in the bunker that is available in the capsized vessel, which is our first priority to recover. As has already been interacted by Captain Azad, no dangerous, hazardous chemical cargo has been released into the sea. I would request that the Kerala government take steps, if at all there is any notion that fish catch are fish edible, because it is a staple here in Kerala. I would request the Kerala state government to go ahead, because my jurisdiction is limited to not speak on that and only address the wreck and salvage.
You said there are only calcium carbide. As I told, there are only 12 containers of calcium carbide. Out of 12 containers, 7 containers are in the cargo hold inside the ship. It's closed. Only 5 containers on deck. Okay, those 5 containers must have fallen near the ship. It is at the bottom now. So all recovery of containers will start subsequently. So that is nothing else. Only we are recovering the containers which washed ashore now. Yeah, see that as you rightly said, there are 5 containers are at the bottom. Today, the salvage agency will be conducting a scanning of the seabed area surrounding the ship. So currently, we are scanning the ship to remove the oil. Subsequently, there will be detailed scan of entire seabed will happen to identify the containers. That also has to be removed. That will happen subsequently. Okay, but so far there is no such report has come that any container is which is at the bottom has broken or something. So the chances are very less, but we cannot rule out. But that will be removed subsequently. Priority is to remove our oil from the vessel. See, as we have seen, 50 containers washed ashore. Out of 50, most of them are empty. Most of them are empty containers, and some of them are having a cotton bales or plastic pallets. So, due to wave action, due to rough weather, this container was drifting for past 2 days. So that is why it must have been damaged. Or maybe at the time of sinking, containers are falling one above the other. That is the time it must have been damaged. But now, once it is in the water, there is no chance of any damage. Whatever situation it is, it will be there. But there are chances of corrosion of the container which will happen. So we cannot wait. We will have to remove it before that. So that will be removed subsequently by the salvage team.
Apart from this weather condition, what is the actual cause of this accident? Because we need proper maintenance now. Then what is the real cause of this accident?
Our chief surveyor, sir.
Just to supplement regarding the container concern which you have said it opening up. The normal containers, loaded containers are sealed and it is capable of withstanding the normal weather conditions and water conditions. But if there is any damage, physical damage, it happens. Like once it was coming, floating alone and hitting into other containers and such damages, that is how it get opened up. The containers which might have landed to the bottom of the sea will largely remain intact unless it is damaged while getting unloaded or getting discharged out there. Otherwise, it is comparatively safer. Now, regarding the actual cause of the accident which has happened, it is under investigation, and we will be having a deep investigation into every aspect of that. But preliminary assessment is that it has due to some kind of mechanical failure of a ballast water management system, which could have ensured the stability of the vessel when it is rolling and pitching. When it due to some kind of failure or maybe lack of some operational understanding, somehow the ballast water management system did not function it in the way in which it could have been done. That is why it listed to an extensive range of more than 20 degrees, which eventually resulted in the complete blackout of the ship, that means loss of power on the ship, which virtually incapacitated the entire operations of the ship. That is the prima facie we see as the immediate cause of the incident. But there is nothing as of now on our, see there are stories and there are conspiracy theories which we can float around, but we can speak only on the facts and figures available with us, the reports and the documents available with us. From that perspective, we have no suspicion as of now to have anything of that sort. This is, we believe, as some kind of accident which has happened, which could have been avoided or not, that is something to be established through the investigation.
Actually, the ballast management system, no, that is actually finalized or checked during the last loading time, no.
Come again?
This ballast management system, no, it is checked where it is actually checked. It is in the boat, the loading was.
No, it is like what you call when it's rolling and pitching and all other, there will be automatic balancing of these tanks also. So then there are several dozens of valves which are remotely operated to ensure that the vessel stability is maintained. So some of the valves might have malfunctions or whatever is there, they were not able to manage the ballast water. The vessel's stability is managed through the ballast water which is shifted across. So this did not function to the level which they expected. That is how it went to beyond their control.
Are the shipping companies cooperating with us in the investigation? The shipping companies are they cooperating with us in the investigation procedure?
The shipping company is definitely cooperating for the investigation, and all the crew are already here.
The ship owners, the headquarters is at Switzerland, Sweden. Geneva is the operational headquarter, and this is a vessel which is on time charter to MSC. As you mentioned, they have appointed the salver. However, they are the principal, and as sir has mentioned, all cooperation is presently being rendered. However, it is basically for Indian Maritime Administration, including the close coordination with the Coast Guard, Indian Navy, that we have to ensure the timelines that are submitted in the salvage plan are adhered to. So we are coordinating that, and that is what we are trying to impress. Number one, prima facie, as sir has mentioned, there does not appear to be any sabotage. So there is no issue. However, the detailed maritime casualty investigation, which is being led by the Principal Officer, Marine Mercantile Department, Kochi, will reveal what has happened. The seafarers first were rescued safely. We are grateful to the Coast Guard for this. And this also is evidence of the MRCC effectively being deployed, the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center. The oil spill response also has been incredibly fast. Major ecological disaster has been avoided. Next 48 hours, as was mentioned by Captain Azad, the beached containers and how they have to be sequestered, brought to a location. The district collector will be the receiver. Thereafter, we had a discussion with the Chief Customs Commissioner, who has said that necessary SOPs are there after the district collector becomes the recipient of these goods which have come onto the coast. So this is the position, sir.
I think going now we talk about cleaning up the shipping of things. As they talk about cleaning up this, the cleaning up project will be last July here.
The entire cleaning up is being done by the Salvage TNT, which is an America-based company which has mobilized resources from Singapore. The principal employer of the Salvage company is MSC, and the cover which is there for the cost is covered by the P&I club, which is the insurer, for which again the principal is MSC.
So there are some rumors that it's not confirmed now, but there are some rumors that e-commerce companies they don't have any proper insurance policies, they lack insurance.
See, today it is, as I mentioned earlier also, it is through the international norms. As of this particular vessel is concerned, all the insurance which is required as per the international norms were in place. That is how they are responding, the insurers are responding to that. It is being addressed, including the wreck removal. There is a story which is going around that the vessel will be abandoned and there. It is incorrect. There are mechanisms in place. There is a wreck removal convention is there. India is party to that, and the owner is obligatory to remove the wreck.
This area is restricted now to passage movement of ships, including navy and submarines.
This navigational warning has already been issued. The sunken, the place where the ship is sunk, that is not where normally ships operate. It is away from the 30 miles away from the Kochi port entrance. Okay, but however, I think the local administration has given warning to the fishermen should not operate in that area. Okay, but we have already given a necessary navigational warning. No merchant ship will normally go that area. It is very far off from the port. And but however, fishermen shall not operate. The Coast Guard vessels are standby right now. They are also monitoring that nobody comes near that region. And no, that's a vessel is sunk in that position. That position is not used to be normally any vessel to operate. Normally, the approach to Cochin port is further north. Okay, but however, the fishing is affected in that area. For that can be resumed only once the wreck is removed. The navigational warnings have been issued to the entire marine sector as well as the fisheries sector. They should not go near the
Also,
area.
we have requested the state government, the fisheries department, because of the initial floating containers which were there. Those could be a navigational risk for the smaller vessels and the fishing boats. That issue perhaps starting today should come down, because whatever has been done by the aerial reconnaissance yesterday, last night, Coast Guard has reported that no more floating containers are visible. So that risk is also subsided considerably.
I think we will share the presentation. The timeline is, as I told, 3rd July for the removal of oil. So, because that involves a lot of preparation. Again, the subject to weather conditions. But this timeline will be reviewed subsequent to the scanning of the area which is being scheduled today. But again, the weather is not so good now. Maybe by tomorrow it will be completed. The timeline will be reviewed as and when we get the full details. But we have been pressurizing the Salvage to do it as soon as possible. But the maximum timeline is 3rd July.
Yes, the vessel is, as I said, it is meeting all the international norms as of now, including the dry dock requirements. There is no specific deadline like that, but the investigation we will complete it at the earliest possible.
Sir, Customs Department has shared the entire cargo manifest, and based on the seabed scanning and the identification of individual containers, those that have landed on the coast, the contents are already known. Also, which are in the deck, those which had spilled over, and wherever they will be on the seabed, their contents are also known. As has been mentioned by Captain Azhar, 12 of these containers has calcium carbide, the 12 the IMDG hazardous. Otherwise, most of them are recoverable, and we are working towards that. The detailed salvage plan by TNT will be shared to all authorities and will be monitored on a daily basis, 12 hours.
See, the age need not necessarily a criteria for the condition of the vessel. It depends on the kind of maintenance and the kind of construction it has been activated. So there are mechanisms already in place, but we have certain concerns regarding the age of the vessel which is operating in the Indian coast, not only due to the safety reasons, due to the international competitive also. We are working on some kind of age norm circular, which is order is in the discussions. That is one part of it. But other than that, we have to enhance the inspection regime. We will be strictly following the vessels which are operating in the Indian coast, as well as the classification societies which are physically implementing these kind of measures. We will be further monitoring it, and we are having more vigilant part towards that. No, this particular vessel is, I said, it's a foreign flag vessel. It is classed with the French Classification Society Bureau Veritas, BV.
We thank everybody. I personally would like to extend gratitude to the government of Kerala for very quick reaction in sounding the alert and for helping and coordinating continuously on a daily basis. We are also very grateful to the response by the Coast Guard, and we request all of you to kindly represent this in the correct information that needs to reach out to the public. The detailed presentation also is being shared by us so that there is no ambiguity in the data, timelines and the approach which is there. Thank you so much.
Just a small announcement. I think a lunch is being arranged, so I request all of you to please have the lunch in the main club. Thank you.